are you all, my dear children? Myself Sujata. In the previous sessions, we have learned about French Revolution, India's size and location, and in today's session, we are going to learn a chapter from economics. What is economics? Economics is the social science that studies the production, distribution, and consumption of goods and services. The objective of this chapter is to familiarize with basic economic concepts through an imaginary story of a village, Palampur. The purpose of the story is to introduce some basic concepts relating to production. And this we do through a story of a hypothetical village called Palampur. Palampur is a village in Bulandshahr district in western Uttar Pradesh. So we'll have an overview of Palampur, the organization of production, how farming is done in Palampur, and we'll know about non-farm activities of Palampur through this chapter. Okay, now let us have an overview of this village. Farming is the main activity in Palampur. Non-farm activities include small-scale manufacturing, dairy, transport, etc., and are carried out on a limited scale. These activities need various types of resources like natural resources, man-made items, human effort, money, etc. Let us learn how these various resources combine to produce the desired goods and services in the village. Now let us see how this village is connected with other villages and towns and how the transportation of commodities are carried out. Palampur is well connected with neighboring villages and towns. Raiganj, a big village, is 3 kilometers from Palampur. All-weather road connects the village to Raiganj and further on to the nearest small town of Shahpur. Many kinds of transport are visible on this road, starting from bullock carts, tonkas, bogies loaded with jaggery, and other commodities through motor vehicles like motorcycles, jeeps, tractors, and trucks. Now let us know about the people of village Palampur. This village has about 450 families. They belong to different castes. 80 upper caste families own the majority of land in the village. Their houses are made of brick with cement plaster, that is Pakka house. The SCs or Dalits comprise 1/3 of the population. They live in one corner of the village. Their houses are made of mud and straw, that is Kacha house. Let us understand the infrastructure within the village. Most of the houses have electric connection. Electricity powers all the tube wells in the fields. It is used in various types of small business. Palampur has 2 primary schools and 1 high school. There is a primary health center run by the government, 1 private dispensary where the sick are treated. From these descriptions, we can understand that Palampur has fairly well-developed system of roads, transport, electricity, irrigation, schools, and health center. Through this imaginary village, let us learn about the different types of production activities. In villages across India, farming is the main production activity. Other production activities termed as non-farm activities include small manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping, etc. Let us understand a few general things about production. We'll discuss the topic organization of production. First, we'll see what is its aim. Aim of production is to produce the goods and services we want. There are 4 requirements for the production of services. First requirement is land. Second, labor. Third requirement is physical capital. And fourth requirement is the human capital. Now we'll discuss each requirements in detail. First, we deal with first requirement, that is the land. Land and other natural resources such as water, forests, minerals all come under first requirement. Second requirement is labor, that is people who will do the work. Some production activities require highly educated workers to perform the necessary tasks. Workers who can do manual work. Each worker is providing the labor necessary for production. Third requirement is physical capital, that is the variety of inputs required at every stage during production. Fixed capital and working capital come under third requirement, that is tools and machines that range from very simple tools to sophisticated machines such as generators, turbines, computers, etc. are called fixed capital. Raw materials and money in hand are called working capital. Production requires a variety of raw materials such as the yarn used by the weaver and the clay used by the potter. Unlike tools, machines and buildings, these are used up in production. Fourth requirement, that is we need knowledge and enterprise to be able to put together land labor and physical capital and produce an output, either to use yourself or to sell in the market. We call it human capital. For better understanding, let us compare fixed, working and human capital. Physical capital means variety of inputs required at every stage of production such as tools and raw materials. Working capital includes raw materials and money in hand. These are used up in the process of production. Fixed capital is durable in nature and can be used a number of times over a long period. Example, tools and machines. Human capital refers to knowledge and enterprise that are required to put together land, labor and physical capital to produce an output. It is very clear that every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital and human capital. These are known as factors of production. Now let us discuss about farming in Palampur. As you know, land is a fixed capital and farming is the main production activity in Palampur. 75% of the people who are working are dependent on farming for their livelihood. They could be farmers or farm laborers. The well-being depends on production on the farms. But there is a basic constraint in raising farm products. Land area under cultivation is practically fixed. Since 1960 in Palampur, there has been no expansion in land area under cultivation. Some of the wastelands in the village were converted to cultivable land. Now let me ask you a question. Is there a way one can grow more from the same land? Of course. For that, we should know about crop seasons in Palampur. As you all have learned earlier, the difference between Kharif and Rabi, we'll discuss it once more. Kharif season is identified with rainy season. Farmers grow jowar and bajra during this season. These crops are mainly used as cattle feed. Rabi season is identified with the winter season that happens between October and December. In this season, fields are sown with wheat and sugarcane. From the wheat produced, farmers keep enough wheat for families' consumption. Surplus wheat is sold at the market of Raiganj. Sugarcane is harvested once in a year and sold to traders in Shahpur. Why farmers are able to grow different crops in a year in Palampur? For that, we'll understand the cropping patterns in Palampur. It includes single cropping, double cropping, and multiple cropping. First, we'll see what is single cropping. In single cropping, one single crop is grown in a year on a given piece of land. In double cropping, two crops are raised during a year on a given piece of land. Okay, what is multiple cropping? In this, three or more crops are raised during a year on a given piece of land. All farmers in Palampur grow at least two main crops. Many are growing potato as the third crop in the past 15 to 20 years. Have you ever wondered how is this possible? The main reason is due to well-developed system of irrigation. Electricity came early to Palampur. Persian wheels were till then used by farmers to draw water from the wells and irrigate. But later it was replaced by electric run tube wells and it could irrigate much larger areas of land more effectively. First few tube wells were installed by the government. Farmers started setting up private tube wells. By mid 1970s, the entire cultivated area of 200 hectares was irrigated. Now we'll discuss different farming methods used in Palampur. First, we'll see the traditional farming methods. These include practices which Indian farmers have been using from many generations. They used a pair of bullocks for ploughing the field and drew water from the wells. They transported produce to the market through bullock carts. And farmers worked with traditional wooden tools and equipments, and cow dung and other natural manure were used as fertilizers as these were easily available with the farmers. The result of it was low productivity. Modern farming methods include use of electricity, machinery, other sources of energy, and irrigation facilities. Farmers used high yielding varieties of seeds. Tube wells and canals were used as sources of irrigation. Natural manure was replaced by chemical fertilizers for better yield. The result of it was productivity of land increased many-fold. Okay, what do you mean by yield? Yield is measured as crop produced on a given piece of land during a single season. Till 1960s, the seeds used in cultivation were traditional ones with relatively low yield. Traditional seeds needed less irrigation. Farmers used cow dung and other natural manure as fertilizers. These were readily available with the farmers. Okay, with this, we come to an end of the session. I hope you have understood what we have discussed in this session. Before concluding, let us recap what we have learned in this session. We discussed the main activities in the village Palampur, organization of production, and main requirement for the same, the factors like land, labor, physical and human capital, cropping seasons in Palampur, the cropping pattern, different farming methods, the traditional method and modern farming methods, and the use of high yielding variety of seeds which could increase the yield. The next session we will be dealing with the rest part of the chapter. Thank you.